Time now for the morning rush. Albuquerque police are working on cracking down on homeless camps in city parks. APD says oftentimes homeless and others stick around after dark using drugs and camping out. Neighbors' concerns prompted the new patrols. Police say with added officers, they're now able to patrol the parks and cite anyone who's not supposed to be there. Erica.
Yeah, take a look at this. For today, we are going to be staying pretty warm as southerly wind brings in warmer air. But tomorrow, a cold front's going to move in, dropping a bucket of cold air across this state from north to south. And everybody is going to be feeling the cold temperatures. Especially tomorrow, we'll even be seeing highs in the 50s in our northern mountains. By Friday morning, we're expecting all of us to see lows in the teens and 20s, even 30s.
All right, on to another big story for you this morning. We are talking about a New Mexico man police say shot a baby, is facing new charges. The 8-month-old was shot last December. Tyrell Bitsley and the girl's mother blamed it on the baby's 3-year-old brother. New court documents say Bitsley admitted he accidentally shot the girl. Bitsley now charged with attempted murder, accused of plotting to kill witnesses testifying against him. More Breaking Bad tours will head out this morning. Local tour companies say they've gotten a new wave of business ahead of the release of the new Breaking Bad movie El Camino. The owners of the popular Breaking Bad RV tours say that they've had to add more buses this week to keep up with the demand, including the hype surrounding the new movie premiering this Friday. This morning, the APS school board is looking for a new superintendent. Superintendent RAQUEL REEDY recently announced her retirement at the end of the school year. REEDY took over as acting superintendent in 2015. She just received a pay raise, boosting her pay to $276,000. On to new news for you this morning. Relief coming to New Mexico cities who help migrants. The Journal reports a bill introduced by Representative Xochitl Torres Small calls for more funding and extends the date groups can be reimbursed. The Southern Borders Communities Relief Act would also require communities be given a notice before migrants are dropped off. Search parties for a missing New Mexico grandmother will continue today. 70-year-old Jean Johnson disappeared in late May from her home in Capitan. Officials suspect foul play. National websites now sharing her story. Her daughter hopes it will bring in tips. The only clue for now, her lock was unlatched. We're expecting to find out when the 15-year-old charged in the murder of 2 Albuquerque teens will face a judge. Police arrested Julio Almentero yesterday. He's the first to be charged with murder in the deaths of 15-year-old Colin Romero and 14-year-old Ahmed Latif. They were found dead in Rio Rancho last year. Almentero is being charged as an adult. This morning, police will once again be out patrolling the ART corridor. In the last 2 months alone, APD's issued more than 170 warnings related to ART violations, including drivers crossing ART lanes or using them as turn lanes. Drivers can expect $80 tickets at the end of the year. Happening today, local high school students will be honored for their woodworking skills used to making urns to honor unclaimed veterans. For the second year, Valley High School students will be honored. Bernalillo County, the Department of Veteran Services, along with Daniel's Family Funeral Services, will be thanking the students later on. Police concerned about a feature on Google Maps that shows speeders where officers are. Along with giving directions, the app allows Android users to report speed traps. State Police and Albuquerque Police say the feature could disrupt their work. Anyone with Google Maps app, including iPhones, can see any of those speed traps as long as they're on a navigated route. All right, speaking of driving, let's take a look at that morning drive. We have some slowdowns around Fiesta. This is on I-25 and I-40, though. You can see everything looks pretty nice. Also, south on I-25 near Central, more slowdown there as well. Taking a live look from our KRQE News Tracker. We're out close to the Big I here. You can see traffic moving smoothly. We'll let you know if something does pop up. David.
It is day number 5 at Balloon Fiesta, and it's well underway this morning, including the pilot briefing, which wrapped a few moments ago. And it's also a green flag and go for the flight of the nation's mass ascension, including competition from the field, starting at 8. Stay with us. The 5 facts are coming up in 90 seconds.
Time for the 5 facts. We start at number 5 here. Local tour companies say they've gotten a new wave of business ahead of the release of the new Breaking Bad movie El Camino. The owners of the popular Breaking Bad RV tours say they've been so busy they've had to add more buses to their fleet. They also say they work closely with the studio behind Breaking Bad, but they're still remaining tight-lipped about any new movie details coming out. El Camino drops this Friday. Number 4, this morning the APS school board looking for a new superintendent. This comes as Superintendent RAQUEL REEDY announces her retirement at the end of the school year. Her announcement comes just after she received a pay raise last month. Erica.
Yeah, here's a look at our balloon fiesta forecast over these next couple of days. Today, it's looking good for launch this morning. Everything's going to go as planned. But as we go to tomorrow, that cold front starts moving in, and we could see some issues tomorrow morning with wind. Things get really windy tomorrow night, and so there's a good chance a lot of events will be canceled for our Thursday night. But Friday morning, we'll start to calm back down. Crystal.
Number 2, the New Mexico man facing charges for shooting an 8-month-old baby is now facing new charges. We've learned he also admitted to the shooting. The girl was shot in Gallup last December. Initially, Tyrell Bitsilly and the girl's mother blamed it on the baby's brother. New court documents say Bitsilly told another man the gun was in his pocket, accidentally went off shooting the girl. Documents now state Bitsilly plotted to kill the girl's mother, and a paramedic on scene worried they would testify against him. Number 1, now the search for a missing New Mexico grandmother gaining national attention. 70-year-old Jean Johnson disappeared back in May from her home in Capitan. Her family is hoping the national attention will bring in more tips and hopefully solve.